There are days when we are exhausted from pressure and want to give up. During those times, I often turn to the stories of great people who, despite being placed in circumstances far harsher than ours by fate, still rise up powerfully. I realize limits are actually just lies we create to justify our fears. Welcome to the channel today. Let's explore 12 miracles from those who are physically impaired, but have shaken the world. If you feel inspired, please give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment about your feelings. Let's get started. Rahma Haruna was a Nigerian girl famous for being the girl in the bowl. Since she was 6 months old, a mysterious condition stopped her body's growth and affected her limbs, forcing her to live in a plastic bowl to be moved around. Despite enduring constant physical pain, Rahma always maintained a radiant smile, proving that human will can overcome the most severe physical limitations. Rahma's life was a testament to the unconditional love of her family, especially her brother Fahad. He spent his childhood caring for her and carrying her everywhere so she could see the world. Her impoverished family never viewed her as a burden. They protected and respected her with all their hearts, providing a solid foundation that helped her overcome all self-consciousness. Although she passed away in 2016 at the age of 19, Rahma Haruna left behind a powerful lesson in gratitude. Her dream of being independent and helping her family reminds us that happiness lies not in physical perfection, but in how we face adversity. The image of the small girl in the plastic bowl remains a profound inspiration to millions worldwide for her indomitable spirit. Helen Keller's world became completely dark and silent after a severe illness when she was just 19 months old. Blind and deaf at the same time, Helen seemed to be entirely isolated from society, living in a cage without sound or light. Her early years passed in anger and rebellion due to her inability to communicate. People thought that this poor girl's life would be nothing more than a long tragedy, a faint existence on the sidelines of the vibrant world outside. Fortunately, the arrival of her teacher, Anne Sullivan, marked the beginning of a new era. The moment Helen felt the cool water on her hand and understood the word water through the signs on her palm, changed everything. With extraordinary perseverance, Helen not only learned to read Braille, learned to speak by feeling the vibrations in others' throats, but also became the first blind deaf person to graduate from college. She dedicated her entire life to fighting for the rights of the disabled women and the underprivileged in society. Helen Keller proved that the greatest things cannot be seen with the eyes or heard with the ears, but must be felt with the heart. Turning darkness into the light of wisdom, she became an immortal symbol, spreading hope worldwide. This story reminds us to always be grateful for what we have. If one day you had to live in Helen's world, which ability of yours would you cherish the most? Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel and spread these beautiful life values. At the peak of his political career, tragedy struck. Franklin D. Roosevelt was paralyzed from the waist down due to polio at the age of 39. For an ambitious politician of that time, being bound to a wheelchair seemed like the end of his career. However, Roosevelt refused to surrender to fate. He spent years of effort training to stand with the help of a metal brace, determined not to let his frailty overshadow the steadfast resolve of a national leader. It was during the most challenging period in American history that Roosevelt was elected president. He is the only person in history to be elected for 4 terms, leading the United States through the nightmare of the Great Depression and the dark days of World War II. His fireside chats on the radio instilled confidence in every household, encouraging the American people to rebuild the economy alongside him. The calmness and strategic vision of a man in a wheelchair upheld the destiny of an entire superpower. Roosevelt passed away just before the final victory of the Allied forces became a reality, but his legacy is eternal. He proved that physical disabilities can never prevent a great soul from fulfilling its mission. His story is a profound lesson in resilience and patriotism, reminding us that the true strength of a person lies in their will and intellect, not in their legs. He will forever be one of the greatest presidents, the man who changed the face of the modern world. Stephen Hawking faced a death sentence at the age of 21 with a diagnosis of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS. Doctors believed he had only 2 years to live, but fate bowed to his will. His body gradually became paralyzed, turning into a prison, curled up in a wheelchair, and eventually he lost his natural voice. However, in the absolute silence of his body, a brilliant and vast universe began to form in his mind, where the laws of physics and the mysteries of time awaited to be unraveled. Instead of giving in, Hawking chose to communicate with the world through a special speech-generating device. He not only studied black holes and the origins of the universe, but also inspired millions with popular science books like A Brief History of Time. For Hawking, physical disability was never a barrier to intellect. He proved that even when imprisoned in a body that could no longer move, a person could still reach out to the farthest stars through the power of thought. The legacy of Stephen Hawking is not only his great work in physics, but also his incredible spirit of optimism. He reminded us, while there's life, there's hope. Even though he has passed, his perseverance continues to be a beacon illuminating the meaning of life for all of us. Which quote or discovery of this genius impressed you the most? Share it in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like, share, and leave a subscribe to support us in continuing to spread these extraordinary stories to everyone. Stevie Wonder lost his sight at birth due to complications from premature birth, but fate compensated him with a genius ability to perceive music. From a young age, Stevie demonstrated an incredible sensitivity to rhythm and melody, mastering various instruments like the piano, harmonica, and drums. He didn't see the world with his eyes, but he felt it through every tiny vibration of sound. For him, music was not just a career, but a way of communicating and understanding life. Signing with Motown Records at the age of 11, Stevie Wonder quickly became a global music phenomenon. With over 25 Grammy Awards and countless timeless hits, he reshaped the genres of soul, R&B, and pop with his boundless creativity. His songs are always filled with positive energy, faith in love, and social justice. Even though he lived in darkness, Stevie's music has always been vibrant and colorful, bringing joy and comfort to millions of fans around the world for decades. Stevie Wonder proves that talent and hard work can overcome any sensory barrier. He doesn't see his disability as an obstacle, but as a way to perceive the world more deeply with his heart. Stevie remains a living music legend, using sound to paint joyful strokes for humanity through endless melodies. Which song by this talented artist is your favorite? Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and give a subscribe to support us in continuing to spread these extraordinary stories. Andrea Bocelli was born with glaucoma and completely lost his sight after an accident during a soccer game at the age of 12. However, darkness could not extinguish his love for music. With a burning passion for opera and a powerful tenor voice, he was determined to pursue the artistic path despite facing countless difficulties in learning and performing. Bocelli learned to read music in Braille and practiced tirelessly to perfect his vocal technique. His career skyrocketed when the legend Luciano Pavarotti discovered and supported him. With his warm, emotional, and powerful voice, Andrea Bocelli broke the barriers between classical music and pop, bringing opera closer to the general public. Love songs like Time to Say Goodbye became classics, touching the hearts of millions around the world. When listening to him sing, the audience seems to forget his disabilities and only sees a brilliant soul soaring with the music. Bocelli is not only a great artist, but also a symbol of elegance and determination. He always appears with a refined demeanor and a gentle smile, conveying a message of hope and perseverance. For him, music is the language of love, a bridge that helps him transcend the boundaries of darkness to reach the hearts of others. Andrea Bocelli's story reminds us that when we sing with all our heart, the entire world will listen and feel the light from within. Terry Fox was a young man who loved sports, but his life changed completely when he was diagnosed with bone cancer at the age of 18 and had to amputate his right leg. During his days in the hospital, witnessing the pain of other patients, Terry made a bold decision he would run across Canada to raise funds for cancer research. He called his journey the Marathon of Hope, a name that encapsulated all the dedication and belief of a hero with a courageous heart. With a basic metal prosthetic leg, Terry ran an average of 42 kilometers every day under the scorching sun, through rainstorms and enduring excruciating pain. He started from the Atlantic coast, each step a tremendous effort to draw attention to the cruel disease. Although cancer eventually spread to his lungs, forcing him to stop after 143 days and 5,373 kilometers, the flame of hope he ignited spread powerfully throughout Canada and around the world. Terry Fox left us too soon, but his spirit lives on through global charity runs. He proved that anyone can create a miracle if they possess determination and selflessness. With iron legs and a heart of gold, Terry ran for the future of humanity, becoming an immortal symbol of resilience. If you could join a charity run, would you be ready to take part right away? Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and hit subscribe to support the channel so we can continue spreading more extraordinary stories of perseverance. Jessica Cox was born without arms due to a rare congenital condition. From a young age, she had to learn how to use her feet to replace the tasks typically performed by hands, from simple activities like brushing her teeth and eating to more complex ones. Instead of feeling self-conscious about her differences, Jessica carried with her a strong desire to live a full and unlimited life. She refused to accept any stereotypes about what disabled people can or cannot do. Jessica's perseverance led her to achieve remarkable accomplishments that even ordinary people would struggle to attain. She became the first female pilot in the world to fly an airplane entirely with her feet, a feat that requires incredible skill and focus. Not stopping there, Jessica also holds a black belt in Taekwondo, is skilled in scuba diving, and plays the piano. Every action she takes is a powerful affirmation that the only limits we have are the ones we place in our minds. Today, Jessica Cox is an inspirational speaker who travels around the world sharing the power of positive thinking. She uses her own story to encourage others to overcome fear and pursue their dreams. Jessica doesn't view the lack of arms as a tragedy, but as an opportunity to demonstrate the extraordinary strength of human will. She is a living source of inspiration for confidence, teaching us how to use our own imperfections to create a unique and vibrant life. At the peak of her youth, Muniba Mazari's life was changed forever by a horrific car accident that left her unable to walk. Paralyzed from the waist down and confined to a wheelchair for life, she also had to face emotional pain from a broken marriage and harsh societal prejudices. However, in the dark hospital room, Muniba chose to pick up a paintbrush instead of giving up. She decided that if she couldn't walk with her legs, she would learn to fly with her soul and her voice. Muniba began painting as a way to release her pain, and her artwork quickly gained attention for its authenticity and vibrant energy. She not only became a talented artist, but also the first wheelchair model in Pakistan, breaking all traditional beauty standards. Known as the Iron Woman, Muniba has spoken on some of the biggest stages, including the United Nations Forum, advocating for self-acceptance and turning adversity into motivation. Her warm voice and radiant smile have empowered millions of women around the world. Muniba Mazari's story is proof that happiness doesn't depend on circumstances, but on our attitude towards life. She views her wheelchair as a throne where she can confidently assert her worth and help others in similar situations. Muniba teaches us that pain can break us, but it can also make us stronger than ever. She will forever be a symbol of courage, a woman who transformed the fragments of her life into a beautiful painting of hope. Alex Zanardi was once a famous F1 driver, surviving thrilling high-speed races. But in 2001, a horrific accident at the Lausitzring racetrack left him without both legs and nearly cost him his life. From a top athlete to a person with a disability, Alex could have chosen to retire quietly. Instead, he astonished the world by returning to sports with a steel-like spirit and an endless passion. Unable to race in the traditional way, Alex switched to hand cycling. With powerful arms and an indomitable will, he won 4 gold medals at the Paralympic Games and numerous other world championships. The image of him raising his hand cycle with his strong arms after each victory has become one of the greatest symbols in sports history. For Alex, life is not about what you lose, but what you do with what you have left. Even after facing other severe accidents later in life, Alex Zanardi always maintained an optimistic spirit and fighting will. He is proof that the limits of human potential are limitless when we dare to face our fears. His story inspires those who are facing failure, reminding them that each day is an opportunity for rebirth and to write the next chapter of their lives. Alex is not only a champion on the racetrack, he is a champion of life, an immortal symbol of the determination to never give up. These stories teach us that intelligence and willpower have no limits even when the body is not whole. True education is not just about accumulating knowledge, but also about cultivating a spirit of perseverance and a desire to contribute to humanity. Instead of being pessimistic about what we have lost, we should learn to appreciate and harness our inner strength to create value for the community. That is the key for each of us to write our own miracles in life. And so we've come to the end of today's video. I hope that today's video will serve as a small source of motivation, helping you feel more confident in yourself in the face of life's challenges. If you found this content meaningful, please give me a like, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Don't forget to leave a comment about the person who inspired you the most. Thank you, and see you next time.